welcome. Joe here at Woolly Cottage. How are you all doing? I'm sad doing a bit of spinning today. Well, I'm trying to catch up with what I'm doing, but I am spinning. So I'm going to put you back a little bit. Hopefully be able to see the chat. I've got my glasses on, so it shouldn't be a problem. So bear with me a second. I'll try and pop you back a little bit further. Oh, and then you can actually see me and see what I'm doing. Oh, turn this heater off as well because it's a little bit loud. Oh, sorry for the derriere. Didn't mean that. As soon as I did it, I was like, your bum's flashing, Joe, your bum's flashing. So I'm just going to thread up my bobbin. I'm spinning a fractal yarn. I've done one bobbin, which looks like this. This is actually from a Patreon video that I'm in the middle of filming. But the last bit of the fractal yarn on the second bobbin, I will do when I finish my live chat so I can film the rest of it. But I just need to get on with this. I need to get on with it. So that's what I'm doing. Oh dear. How are you doing? When you pop on, just say who you are, say hi or whatever, and then I know who I'm talking to. Just makes it a little bit easier for me. Helps me with my confidence, and I don't feel like I'm talking to myself. Hiya, Mary, love. How you doing, love? Oh dear. So, is it early? Are you on your first cup of coffee, sweetie? Are you on your first coffee? I've had 3 cups of coffee today, and I've just made up. Well, it's sat resting in front of the hot fire now, hoping it'll rise. Some fruit Chelsea buns as a little treat for Phil coming in, because I'm making him eat healthy Cheerios. You know, the Cheerios, or you can have them. I'm not a fan of cereal, to be fair. I'm not a massive fan of cereal. I'd rather have some Greek yogurt and chia seeds and a bit of fruit. I've had a banana this morning. I've not been feeling great. My blood pressure's all over the flaming place, I tell you. So I had a bit of a dizzy, wonky spell this morning, but I'm feeling all right at the moment. I'm just looking at the window. We've got some heavy grey skies coming in. Grey skies. So, hopefully my wheel won't squeak. It was squeaking earlier on. It's got a I don't want to work sort of sound going on it. It's got I don't want to work sound. I'll give it a little bit of an oil before I come in, because she doesn't get used that often, you see. So have you got normal flavoured Cheerios? I know we can get a couple of different types of Cheerios here in this country. Going to the topic of cereal. Hey, why not? We're not. It's not all about the fluff. We're not. But there's more to us than just Will, you know. Yeah, I've banned Phil from having too many sweets and treats during the week. I probably kicked off on him last week. Really kicked off on him because I've got these heart things going on at the moment. They're being investigated. I'm on a strict diet. Don't get me wrong, I've caved once or twice, but I'm getting back into to baking again, because when I bake I don't use as much fatty or sugary ingredients in there. Just the plain Cheerios. Well done. Still brave. I could never stand. My favourite years and years ago was Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. I used to love that when I was in my teens, but I've not really done cereal since I was probably about 22, 23 maybe, at a push. I haven't done breakfast since the other 2 were born, because I've got 3 of them. So yeah, no, there wasn't enough money to go around. You could feed the kids. You had to forgo something, didn't you, when you're a parent? There's always something that you have to make sure that there's enough to go around. So if it meant that you went without breakfast, you got used to it, didn't you? I'd rather have my 2 cups of coffee in the morning with caffeine. I would rather have that. But I do make myself have a piece of fruit in the morning, especially when I'm not feeling 100%. So I'm just spinning these up end to end. So I'm doing a fractal spins. You like Cheerios with bacon? Seriously? I just couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine bacon on cereal. It's like I can't imagine maple syrup on with bacon and pancakes, neither. No, I'm trying to think, do I ever do anything that's savoury sweet like that? No, I don't. I think the closest to savoury sweet might be something like pulled pork. If I do a proper pulled barbecue pulled pork or occasion pulled pork, I'll add I like sweet and salty. I know. I like savoury. I'm not a massive fan of sweet, but don't get me wrong. I'm perimenopausal, so I still get my cycle. So I do cave into treats once a month where I just can't get enough of them. Savoury is my biggest thing. Crisps. Crisps are my nemesis. Once I've opened up a pack of 6, I've got to eat them all. So I've been really, really good. I don't let myself eat more than one packet. Saying that. Hiya, Sandra. Saying that, I have to be honest, I was tossing and turning last night. I went up to bed at 10 o'clock. I've been watching this program called Capture on Netflix. Really, really good. Good to see me spinning. I know it. I don't really get much time to do any spinning. I'm in the middle of something which you'll find out over on Patreon this week when I do the Q&A. I'm in the middle of something, so I'm actually spinning a little bit more because I'm obviously the Patreon videos that I'm doing. I'm spinning up for the swatches, but there's a reason why I'm doing them. But you'll find out. You'll find out this week, I promise. But yeah, it's like riding a bike when you've been spinning. You see, for me, I just don't lose the knack of it. I can not touch a spinning wheel for a year, and I'll know exactly what to do because the muscle memory is still quite active in my fingers. Oh, stop squeaking, wheel. Listen to it. It's my treadle. I've oiled it, but it's not happy. I don't know why he's making such a racket. Maybe it's because it fits up too far. No, it really needs a good oiling. I might have some fibres trapped in there. I'll have to have a look later on. So, yeah. So what we're talking about, cereal. Sandra, what breakfast have you had this morning? Mary's on Cheerios with bacon. Yeah, Canadians and Americans like maple syrup or maple syrup and pancakes and bacon. I just couldn't. Here in the UK, pancakes come with we do different type of pancakes. It's like a thick version of a crepe. Proper pancakes. We always have lemon and sugar. I like golden syrup. I've been partial to a bit of black treacle on mine as well because I do like the darker, more savoury, sweet stuff. But I just couldn't imagine sugar and bacon. Bacon needs to be eaten naked on a sandwich. No sauce involved. No, nothing else. Or actually, to be fair, I don't mind a bit of grated cheese, proper strong grated cheese on it. In Scotland, we have a sausage called a lawn sausage, or alternatively a square sausage, and it's made with steak mince. And that, depending on where you are in the country in Scotland, when I was first introduced to lawn, I was living about an hour's away from, I was south of Glasgow in a place called Lanarkshire, or a county called Lanarkshire. And my ex-husband took me to, we got up to Scotland, not had anything yet, been spinning one of my bats up, have you? My ex-husband, when we went up to Scotland from where we were staying at the time, they got off at the train station. The first thing he did was go to this little hole in the wall type bus stop cafe, and it was square sausage on a Scots morning roll. You can't beat a Scots morning roll. Square sausage on a Scots morning roll, plenty of butter, and we had grated cheese, brown sauce, and he had onions on his. No, I couldn't be doing with that. But yeah, grated cheese on a square sausage bap with brown sauce in it for me. That's how I like mine. But I'm not allowed that often. But it's brilliant because the butcher's just up the road from us that actually does proper square sausage, but from the old pound blocks. So he just slices it up. It's amazing. It's my comfort food. So I've got a recipe downstairs for proper morning Scotch rolls. So can't find them anywhere here. If you go up to Carlisle, you can get them out of Square Sausage Pure Bulk. Yeah, well, do you know what, Sandra? That's because you're a vegetarian and I'm not. And I'm not. And that's just the way it is. But Square Sausage is amazing. Yeah, that's my trick. I'm not allowed a lot of red meat at the moment. Got to reduce my meat intake and have more vegetables and lentils. And I tell you what, talk about the blandest food in the world. I just couldn't be, I couldn't be a vegetarian. Couldn't be a vegetarian. I've only just started eating cooked carrots over the last few years, but only when they're disguised in gravy. Usually I have them grated so you can't even taste them at all. I've never been a fan of peas and broad beans and that sort of thing. I like green beans, but not broad beans and peas and stuff. But as I say, the last few years I've started eating them, mostly covered in gravy. It's the only way I can eat them. I know they're there, but I don't want to taste them. I know they exist. I don't want to see them. But you stick a carrot on my plate without any gravy on it, and that gets cast to one side or chucked on Phil's plate, and like, get that away from me. Can't stand it. But I love fresh carrots. Quite happily chomp away on raw carrots and hummus any day of the week. But ask me to eat square sausage baron and fried tatty scone on a roll, best hangover cure with iron brew. Lilius, hiya sweetie. Yes, you are right. Yes, though not for my ex-husband. Not for my iron brew for him, yeah. But if I'd have made him a fry up, which I will confess now, I have been spiteful in my life to my ex-husband, just to get him back, because he's disappeared, see. He'd say, I'm going up with my mates on the Friday night, and I wouldn't see him again till Monday. So I got wise to this over a couple of years, and once my eldest lad was got to 6 months old, I'm like, well, I'll tell you what, why don't you take Kristen with you, give me a break. So I knew that he'd actually come back that day, a couple of hours later, because obviously he couldn't go and do a disappearing act over the weekend. But what I used to do is when he did disappear, is I used to move the living room round. So when he came back home late Sunday night or whenever, and I'd be in bed, all you would hear is him crash bang swearing as he falls all over the furniture because I've moved it and all the lights are off. Got to get him back somehow. Yeah, had to be done. I know, I'm a swine. I know, Mary, I know. So yeah, but he used to disappear off to his ex-army buddies because they were all at the army by that point. And he would. He said, I'll be back by tea time, and you wouldn't see him again till Sunday night, stinking of booze. Oh, absolute nightmare he was. Come back all innocent, like, can't do that anymore. You can't do that anymore. Anyway, those days have gone. Second time is definitely better. Well, feels my fourth time round. Yeah, I've had an ex-husband, 10 years, 3 kids. Then I've had 2 boyfriends that lived with me for a while. They both got the heave-ho. They weren't nice in the end. And then Phil. And Phil I met online, on live chat. What was it? Was it Plenty of Fish? Or was it, no, Flirtomatic. It was an online site called Flirtomatic. I'm sure that's what it was. It's either that or Plenty of Fish. But that's how Phil and I met, June 2010. Yeah, online. Quite a lot of us nowadays are all online. And then Phil and I moved in together 2014. That was a barrel of laughs. first when we first actually moved it, before we moved in together, we were technically homeless, and we were living in the car. We ended up having to live in Phil's car with all my stuff in it from where I had a job with accommodation, and everything went Pete Tong. Um, it was ended up being just a seasonal job, and I'd given everything up in Scotland, my house, my furniture. Mr. Field seems like a good guy. He's a pain in the arse, Mary, but nobody else will put up with me. Nobody else will put up with me. So yeah, so we had nowhere to go with all my stuff in the back of his car, and we were waiting for some money to go in the bank, and it didn't go in the bank on the date it should have done. Ended up going into the bank 48 hours later, and for 2 nights we slept at Warwick service station on the motorway, moving the car around from pillar to post so we wouldn't get caught. One of those nights where you play I Spy for 2 nights. Simon Says, yeah. So we had no fuel in the car. We couldn't go any further. We had nowhere to go. So we ended up, managed to get some money, and he ended up phoning up one of his mates from his work, and we ended up sleeping on their sofa. And then one of his other mates said, well, we've got a spare room. And Phil and I moved into the flat and paid half the rent for a bedroom for the 2 of us. So yeah, we lived like bohemian students for the best part of, I think it was about 20 months. And then we moved up here. Yeah. Actually, it would be longer than that. We lived in that flat for 2 Christmases. We must have done. 2014. Yeah, 2014 we moved into the flat. 2015 I ended up really poorly. 2016 I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. 2017 Phil was made redundant because the business, not his business, the company he was working for went into administration, went bankrupt. One of the biggest dry goods and alcohol companies, oldest one in the country. 2,500 people lost their jobs with no notice. They only found out because it was on Sky News in the canteen. Yeah, and then we moved up here to Cumbria in January 2018. So yeah, that's been it, and I've been stuck here ever since. Been stuck here ever since. The bane of my life, honestly. No, he's all right. He's a good soul. He does put up with a lot of me and my moods, you know, because like perimenopausal and all that. But I'd be a bit lost without him, to be fair. Don't tell him that, though. Don't be telling him that. He'll think I like him. It's enough that he gets fed. Oh dear. I'm a rock bugger to him. Make him work for it, love. Make him work for it. Honestly. Oh, right, put that there. So I'm doing fractal spin, as I say. That's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm just on my last section before I put this bobbin to bed, because I've got 2 more little bits to do, and I've got to finish up this Patreon video and film that. And then I've got to go and knit up my swatches. I'm going to knit the swatches. So what you guys been up to? Oh, honestly, this flaming treadle. Listen to that. It sounds like a dodgy hip, doesn't it? It might be the angle I'm doing at, but I'm really quite comfortable. It might just be the angle I'm sitting at. I am very, very comfy where I am. I have got the spinning dog next to me. The other one's off in a mood because she's just come on heat yesterday. So she's a bit sulky. This one's due heat in the next 2 weeks. Honestly, live in a house full of hormonal women. So even if I wanted to go out for a walk with them, I couldn't. Don't look at me like that, girl. No, don't do that. Don't do that. No. Honestly. Stop it, Iona. So what I've been up to? I haven't been up to much. I've added some... I say I've not been up to much. I'm flaming fuming. I'm absolutely raging. I have been, since Friday, in the process of moving my domain over from Squarespace to Wix, and I've had 3 prompts. Well, last Thursday I sorted out Wix, so I'm going back to them. It's who I started off with originally. So I'm going back to Wix. Last Thursday I sorted that out, and then I had to transfer over my domain name, but I never knew till the next day that there was a problem. Now, when I asked for you have to ask for a code from the people that you're with, that you paid your domain to for your renewal, which was Squarespace. So I contacted them and asked them for a transfer code. So I sorted all that out, and as far as I was concerned, it was going through. So on last Friday, I get a message saying, "Oh, you need to manually put in the DNS server." Now, when I got an email from Squarespace on the Thursday saying, if we don't hear from you by today, which is the 26th of February, then we'll take it that you want to leave us. Now, I haven't contacted them. I did yesterday, I'm fuming. So it's only generally supposed to take 48 hours for you to transfer over domain. It did when I moved from Wix to Squarespace in the first place. I did that on a Friday, and I was up and running by the Sunday. Not a problem. I had to put in change over the DNS and IP address, so my domain name will stop going towards Squarespace and start going towards the IP address for Wix. So I did that. I had to manually do it. I followed the instructions, and it's all sorted. I did what I had to do, because I am a little bit tech savvy. I'm not completely dumb bomb. So anyway, I did that. Then I get another prompt. So I was told, "Oh, it'll be ready by Sunday afternoon, end of day Sunday." Get a prompt on the Sunday saying, "Oh, you need to double check because it's not connecting." So I did that again, and then I got another prompt yesterday afternoon when it should have gone through, and it hadn't. I got another prompt to do it again. So because it's not gone through, I've had to email. They give you a script to sort of type up an email to customer service at Squarespace, demanding that they click the switch they need to let my DNS domain go to where it needs to go, because I've stopped my subscription and everything. So I can't even get back onto the website for anything like that, apart from just doing this one bit. So here we are, Wednesday, the 26th, and I still sat with no website. I have got a website, but no one can access it. I am fuming. I've had messages asking me why they can't get in touch, why people can't get in touch with me. And I'm like, if there's anything you need, I don't know what it needs. I need to see it, blah, blah, blah. Fair enough. So it's losing me potential sales. So I'm absolutely fuming inside, but I can't let myself get too angry because I've got a heart murmur, I've got high blood pressure, and my blood pressure's all over the place as it is. It's not regulating on my tablets. So I'm trying not to get stressed out, but it's infuriating because Squarespace are holding me a ransom. That's what it feels like. You're like, oh, come on. So according to Squarespace and their FAQs, and I'll let FAQs somewhere else if they don't behave, it could take up to a month before they'll allow that to go through. So I have a backup plan, but I'm waiting till tomorrow because it takes 48 hours once you reactivate the DNS connection again. Like, even though I've done it, the Wix is giving it another 48 hours. So tomorrow afternoon, I have to check on them to see if it's been connected. If it hasn't, I will have to then buy another domain name. I've already paid out 47 quid for the next 2 years for my domain name to be transferred. mawillycottage.com. Ooh. So what I'll have to do tomorrow, if it's still not transferred over and it's going to take as long as it takes, I'll have to put in a temporary one. So you guys will have to watch out just in case and take a note of it. I will change the link over on my Instagram for the time being so you can access it. But it looks like it will be, if that happens tomorrow, it'll be woollycottage.net. Okay, so that's what you need to look for. That's what you need to type in, and that'll take probably to Saturday, if not before then, that you can do it. But I will let you know. That's how infuriating I am. So I'll have to pay 20 or 30 quid, 30 quid just to have my a spare domain name on the off chance that I can't get willycottage.com transferred by tomorrow. And then I will be kicking off because there's no reason for them to keep it. Usually, if you've just changed over, like, transferred your domain name within 6 months, then they make you wait for like a 30-day period. There is absolutely no reason why they are not giving me my transfer. So yeah, bit infuriating. It's really annoying. Yes, I'm all right, love. I'm all right. Dog's getting worried. She's hypersensitive because she's on a heat. Very hypersensitive. No, I don't want my face licked. They get very, very upset for me and stressed out when they can sense me. They can sense my blood pressure and my dizzy spells as well. Right, that's enough. You are getting as bad as your sister. So yeah, so I'm bailing. I've got some really pretty rovings that I've done this week as well. Really, really nice. Watch out, doggy. So I've got, watch out. I've got this one. Don't ask me if it's bamboo or tencel. I think this one might. Scardy love. Bob's, come on out my way. Look at it. Talk about loving. She's proper. She's got her arms either side of my waist. So I've got this one on the shop this week. So it's like these lovely teals, two shades of teals going into these orangey goldy colours. And they're so pretty and so lovely. And they're on the website. In each of these, I've got 200 grams of them as well. And I'm infuriated because normally my blended rovings fly out the shop. And I've still got them. So I've got that one. Scardy love. There she goes, jumping in my grave as quick. Honestly, she's always, but she pinches my seat all the time. And I get like 3 inches. I get 3 inches of it on a 2-seater sofa, don't I? Honestly. No, Scards. I'll get up. I'll get up. This one is really pretty. So these ones are all in the new page on the 2025 on trend. So I've got this one. Look at that. It goes from this goldy orange or goldy yellow. It's actually poppy yellow. And it's mossy green into the pink. And then it touches this lovely dusky blue. Really pretty, isn't it? So I've got that one. That's bamboo merino. Then I've got this one here. Now I think, oh, this one's 21 micron count merino. There we go. That one. And I love it because it looks like it's tie-dyed. Phil seems like a good guy. Thank you very much, Mary. You'll buy that one off me. Oh, well, you know what? I'll just drop me a message. That's what I said on Monday, was if anybody wants anything, or if there's anything that they've had the eye on and they can remember what the name is and they want it, then just drop me a message. I'll just scroll through what I've posted in the last couple of weeks because I've probably still got it in stock. So this one here, 21 micron count merino. So it's got the tie-dyed sort of colours where they cut the dye split, but I did that on purpose because I only soaked the wool for half an hour instead of a couple of hours. So there's that one. Watch out the way, you lunatic. Then I've got this one that's not the same. This is 23 micron count merino. So this one goes to different shades of, again, a tie-dyed one with the colours split. So it's just the Dharma dyes. I've started introducing tie dyes where the colour pigment actually splits, and they've done it on purpose. You like them, Mary? Thank you. So there's this one here. So yeah, there's got hints of grey in it. I can't even remember. That's where the colour split. So Dharma dyes have introduced tie dyes, which is just your normal citric acid dyes where you can do your ice dyeing, which I've never experimented with. Might have to do that at some point. Yeah, might have to see what it's like. And also, like if you're dyeing fabrics, it'll take a dye, like a citric acid dye. I can't even think what you would use, to be fair, to do a tie-dye like that, but apparently there's a way of doing it. So yeah, so their dyes, the ones that I've used here specifically, do break anyway, which makes for a really unique and unusual looking yarn with a constantly changing colours. And my favourite one this week is this one. But then again, it's on my favourite blend as well. It's merino and soya fibre. And I've called this one honeycomb. Look at it. So you've got fawn, you've got like a cloud grey, a dove grey, then it's gone into a fawn, and then into 3 different shades of golden yellow. And it's just so pretty, like a butter yellow colourway. That's my favourite one this week. It's so squishy. It's my favourite fibre as well. I really love that blend. They're just soybean fibre blended with 23 micron count merino. But I find it a really good, a joy to spin if you draft it out properly. And that's the point with rovings. You need to really draft it, pre-draft it quite well to get a really good spin on it. I think that's why I like doing things like fractal spins, because although you've got like 1/2 of your roving, say of 50 grams, and you've split your 50 grams in half, and you've got your 50 or your 25 to one side, if you just tease it wide open a little bit, it spins off really nicely. And then with the other sections that you've split into different, like say 4 or 5 extra sections of different varying weights, then I find that those are nearly pre-drafted themselves, and the thinner the section is that you split for your fractal spin, the easier it is to work with and spin to get a really nice fine. And really, you really ideally want to try and get a fine yarn when you're spinning fractals for definition, or even barber pole. Barber pole, you want to do a really nice fine spin. But I'll show you, because this is the wool that I've used. This is half of it. So if you want to do fractal spin, you literally just split your wool in half. And you stick one half that to one side. So this is 50 grams. So stick me 25 to one side. And I'm going to spin that off end to end on my bobbin. And then my other piece. So this would just be a two ply spin. And then just do that. Split that one right down the half as well. And again, stick that to one side. I'm not bothered about doing this because I'm going to blend a batten with this anyway. Then I've got another piece here, so I'm going to split that again. And now it's getting really, really thin, so you have to start being a little bit more careful at spinning it up. Oh, get off. So again, I'm going to take that off and do that one there. 1, 2, that one there. And then I'm going to split that again, and because it's getting even thinner, you'll end up with really nice. It's like, because you're pulling them apart, you're actually loosening the fibres as you go along. So the one that you really only need to worry about or think about when you're spinning it is that first half. So do that. There we go. So that's that one. So we've got the main half that I put to one side because that'll get spun off on one bobbin. Then I'll spin these tail end, following in successively together on the, you got 1, 2, 3, and you could, if you wanted to, split this one, but this one's going to be really, really fine and very, very thin. And you want to just be a little bit more, oh, go away, dog, a bit more ginger about it when you split it. There you go. And then I'll just spin those off end to end. So you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your second bobbin, and then you just ply them together. It's as simple as. I'll do a video for you one day over here on YouTube. There's loads of videos actually about spinning down in my channels, or on my channel, but probably from about, I don't know, no, last year maybe, when I was doing back to basics. I'm sure I did barber pole, and I've got preps for different ones as well, going back the last 5 years I've been on here for now. 5 years. So once I get my code, my website back up and running again, which is driving me nuts because I've paid for it, paid for the website and everything. I'll do a celebration code because I never got round to doing it for YouTube, for the YouTube people anyway, to say thank you for supporting me over here. So I'll have to do that as soon as I'm up and running. Stop it, you're winding me up. When I'm up and running, I will sort out a code, because what's great about being back over in Wix, not only do I have live chat where you can just chat box me, but I can do better codes as well. I can do buy one, get one free, which I've not been able to do for the last 18 months. Do you know, she's so clingy, she's driving me nuts. Yes, I'll be able to do that again. And the loyalty scheme, you used to have a loyalty scheme over there. So anyone that was registered is still, your emails are still on there from when I was previously on Wix before I moved. So that was another thing I had to do the other day. I had to put up, I had to write out 360 email addresses and contact information, write it all out into a book, and then type it all in to Wix. It's like, oh no. So yes, so there's a loyalty scheme over there as well. So you get more points, get points every time you buy something off the website, and then eventually accumulates, and then you can use that towards getting a chunky discount off whatever you get. So yeah, come on, get off me. Honestly, it's dog. No, don't you be putting your ears back. Do you think she's battered? No. Oh Lord. Honestly, proper clingy. Look at her ears are backwards. She's like, I'm not feeling well. I'm so sad. So yeah, that's, I don't know. I'll have to decide whether if I'm gonna do anything new for the shop next week, listings wise. And if I'm still not connected, which I should be, even if I have to get a spare domain. I'm thinking roll lags for next week. I have got sewing ideas and patterns that I need to do. So I'm going to have to get that done at some point, because I really could do is sticking some new project bags onto the website. So I've got some clear vinyl to go in for pouches and bags and things like that, for holding your stitch markers, and doing some really nice knitting cases and purses and things like that for your bits and pieces. So yeah, I've got plans above my station as usual. I just haven't had time to get it done. Right, that's hurting me now. She's got the boniest elbows like a whippet. Honestly. Anyway, I think I'll love yous and leave yous, because she's not going to leave me alone. No, stop. You're pulling on my clothes out. She's not going to leave me alone. I've been in about 40 minutes now. I really did. Roll lags you got from me were really pretty. I've still got the ones that were still left on the website, but I think I could do with some different colours, because the colours are up there are very quite neutral, and I want to do some some bit more bolder ones. I've got some rovings around. Ow, stop it. Some rovings around. Stop it now. Do not make me shout at you. I've got some rovings around from that I dyed the other week there, and I wouldn't mind having a play with them and getting some roll lags done. She's gone under my legs. Honestly. So yeah, I think I'll get some of those done, and I might do them when I'll do some on Saturday. Phil's working Saturday, so I'll do roll lags Saturday morning, and I'll probably still be doing them when I do my live chat over on Instagram. Honestly, she's like the clingy girlfriend that never lets go. You know, when you leave your boyfriend or girlfriend at the front door and they're still texting you and they haven't even gone in, and you're only halfway up the path. That's what this one's like. This one, look at the face on that. She's like, oh, you don't love me anymore. You're not stroking me. Yeah, see? So I'm just getting mithered now. So I'm going to bugger off. I've got the last of my Patreon video. Well, I say it's not the last of my Patreon video. I've got this part of my Patreon video I've got to film. And then I've got to go and steam my wool so I can knit my swatches, and I can get the rest of the Patreon video filmed and get that uploaded. Hopefully, what day are we on? Wednesday, tomorrow. If I knit, I've only got one swatch to do anyway. So I'll knit like a fiend tonight and tomorrow. I've only had about 2.5 hours sleep because I've been up since 12:30, and then managed to nod off for about an hour and a half before Phil got up at 5:30. So yeah, so I'll knit like a fiend my swatch, and then I'll get that done, and then I've got Q&A answers to do. So if anyone's on here, it's on my Patreon. Go and pop over and question at me about anything, even something silly. I will answer it. It just makes for better content, and then I can let you know my secret that I've been up to in the background, and then see what you think. Anyway, I'm going to go now before this dog gets throttled, because I can't obviously show that, me murdering a dog. I might get done for it. Or somebody will phone up the RSPCA. Look at it. Anyway, I'm off. Oh my God, I'm not getting off my chair. I'm going before she drives me nuts. Take care of yourselves, and I will catch you in a fortnight. I'll put a new video up next week. It may be a old blended video from April last year from Patreon. I'll see if I get a chance to get a spinning video done. I will do that for you guys. Oh, an art yarn one. I think Hilly was asking me the other day there, and I haven't done any art yarn. Don't you growl at her. I haven't done any art yarn spinnings for a while, so maybe it's a bit due. Some lock spinning or something. See, right? I'm off before I kill her. Take care of yourselves, and I will speak to you soon. Catch you in a fortnight, and I'll see you over on Instagram on Saturday. Bye for now.